Finding comps, step 2. Now, quick review. You have Googled the address and you have searched for the estimates on the real estate sites. Now, when you Google the address, if the sites don't come up, like I said in the last video, go to each site and search the address on their search bar and look at their estimates. Now, there's 2 reasons why you would move to this before you would make a phone call to that motivated seller. 1, there is no estimates. That the sites give you nothing. Then you would need to move on to here. Or 2, the prices vary substantially. Now, substantially, I would say that if you are seeing numbers from 50,000 to 150,000, that's substantial. If you're seeing 75 to 100, 110, that is not substantial. They all are pulling in comps from different places, so there could be one that is skewing the number one way or the other. You're trying to find a number to make a phone call on. You are not buying the property with this phone call or this research. You are not investing your money into this property with this research. We will go deeper, but I want you to make a phone call. The next is you have set up a site visit, so now it's time for step 2. So in a normal circumstance, and they're not always going to work this way, but in a normal circumstance, you would Google the address, you'd find the estimates, you'd find the average with your bid sheet, you'd make the phone call, numbers work, everything sounds good, so you're going to set up a site visit. Now, I get asked often, can you sign an option agreement without going to the property? Yes. Have I done it? Yes. I get farther and personally believe that site visits are what sets us apart from everybody else. It's those relationships that get you in front of sellers that will work with you and oftentimes sell you their properties with no money down on contract and show you how to be an investor. It's those relationships will get you above the rest. Now, we're going to save that subject for another video. So step 2, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go to Zillow. I want you to Google the address. When you Google the address, it's going to pop up and show you a picture of the property, hopefully, not always. Beds, baths, square footage, hopefully, not always, and Zestimate as well. You're going to want to take note of all of that, like I'm sure you already have. And couple things, if you can't find the square footage, then you may want to go to the tax section of Zillow and then click on the county website link. So you're looking up on the county assessor and seeing if it's going to show you, and it should, beds, baths, square footage, and a bunch of other information. It will also give you a rough estimate on what they think the value of the property is. Notice what I just said. What they being the city, thinks of the value of that property. So you can pay attention to that. You don't have to go there. If you're getting good information, then stick with this. Now you're going to X out, and if you're not seeing the neighborhood, oftentimes when you go to or search a property, it shows you the entire town. Well, the way you would do that is that you would just go to their search bar and type in the address, hit the magnifying glass, and it will, your subject property will come up again. You will X out of that, and then you notice that it's to your neighborhood. I believe that it skews the number if you're going by the whole town. You want to stay as close to the house as you can. You may have to zoom out 1 or 2 times, preferably 1 only if you have to. And then you're going to go ahead and change your for sale to sold. So you're going to want to pay attention to the sold. So for sale, and when it comes to comps, are fantasy numbers. They are what the sellers want for them, not what the sellers have gotten for them. So we want to look at the real numbers. We also want to click here and change to what you are searching. So if you're looking at a house like this one is, you're going to leave that one checked. But you're going to want to minimize down to, manufactured, condo, multifamily, apartments, lots and land. Whatever you are searching, whatever your subject property is what you're going to want to search for. Now, I want to take just a second here, talk about the beds and the baths. I don't put anything in there. I think that it minimizes things. What you're going to find is when you are searching, if you go by and change the beds and the baths to what your subject property is, it will only pull up those properties. That's great, but when you're trying to find a comp for an investment property, that's important to know, but we're not there yet. We don't need to be that detailed and understanding all of those numbers. The next is the square footage. Now this one here is 1,428. So I have gone, to me it's too close to the 1,500. So I've gone from 1,250 to 1,750. So I want to open up my comps as much as I can. And then I have found 3 good ones, I think. So real quick, and yes, I do pay attention to this. I don't pay attention to the beds and the baths, but I want to make sure that if I can find a picture of the property, I want to look at their brother or sister. Meaning, I don't want to look at comps that are 2-story if I'm looking at a ranch. I don't want to look at comps that are a ranch if I've got a story and a half. I want to be as close to my style as I possibly can. So I do want to pay attention to that. I have 3 properties here. They're 3 really good properties. Yes, I did have to zoom out once to be able to get this. But I have 3 great properties. They're all right in line of what the estimates are showing. And, the houses are really nice. So understand, we are looking for ARV, after repair value. Not current value, after repair value. And then we'll work backwards from there. So I hope that helps. And we're going to put some other videos up to show you some other things that we do to find comps. And really, it's just about finding what works best for you.